This is the second TED at Merck event. We had one last year in London. And some of the talks that were given there, once posted online, got audiences of millions. And one that has had a particular impact was given by the head of global patient advocacy at Merck, Scott Williams. He was talking about caregivers. He's a caregiver himself. And I'm going to invite him on stage in a minute, but first I want to show you a shortened version of what he said last year in London. Let's watch.
Let's put the care back into healthcare. I've been working in the healthcare sector for the last 15 years, and one of the things that drew me to this sector was my interest in the care component of our healthcare systems. More specifically, to the invaluable role played by carers. There are currently more than 100 million carers providing 80% of care across Europe. If carers were to stop caring tomorrow, our health and social systems would crumble. And while the importance of these millions of silent carers cannot be denied, they've largely been unnoticed by governments, healthcare systems, with aging populations, economic instability, healthcare system stress, and increased incidence of long-term chronic care needs, the importance and demands on family caregivers are greater than ever. Carers all over the world are sacrificing their own physical, financial, and psychosocial well-being to provide care for their loved ones. Carers have their own limits and needs, and in absence of adequate support, many could be stretched to the breaking point. There has been improvement, though, in the recognition of carers around the world. Nevertheless, much more needs to be done to complement these relatively isolated initiatives. Caring for someone should be a choice and should be done without putting one's own well-being in the balance. Let's care more. Thank you.
And so please welcome Scott Williams.
Hey, Bruno.
Hey, Scott. Good seeing you again. How are you?
Great to be back with you again.
Scott, thank you for being here. 1 year after the talk, now there is an established Embracing Carers initiative at Merck. Tell us first about the impacts of the talk and what you said in London within the company. Then I'm going to talk about the public, but first within the company.
Sounds great, Bruno. Happy to. The impact of the TED Talk has been truly unbelievable. When we launched Embracing Carers in 2017, we knew it would take time to build momentum and awareness around the needs of carers. However, what was so fascinating about this journey is that it generated interest and brought people together around one of the largest public health issues of our time, both inside and outside the company. A year after the talk, we now have an Embracing Carers employee resource group within the company, which is led by one of my colleagues based in France, Emily Waite.
Who also was a speaker last year.
That's exactly right.
That's where you met.
That's exactly. So Emily is a carer for her son who has Fragile X, a rare genetic condition. Emily wanted to share her experience as a carer, as well as engage with other carers throughout our organization. Thanks to Emily's leadership, the employee resource group has tripled in size over the past several months. We also anticipate an announcement soon about additional ways that Merck is stepping up for carers, for women, and for all employees. We've received extraordinary support from our senior leaders and colleagues all throughout the organization, proving once again that family and caring are deeply rooted within our company's DNA and our 350-year history, which is very exciting.
Now, tell me about the reactions outside of the company by the public. The talk has been seen by more than 1 million people.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thanks, Bruno. The talk has really generated significant interest around the issue of caring. And TED brought a level of relatability, which led to coverage in mainstream media outlets like the Wall Street Journal, Newsweek, as well as uptake by hundreds of organizations at the national, regional, and global level. It also came at a perfect moment for European audiences, as a lot of attention was being paid to a European Commission initiative around work-life balance for parents and carers. It sparked a dynamic conversation around the situation of carers across Europe, and the talk really touched on many of those issues.
Now, there is one specific aspect that was in the talk last year that I'm interested in, and it is about the self-identification of carers, or rather, the lack of self-identification.
Yes.
You spoke about that. How did that change in the meantime?
It's a great question, because what's really changed is that more people are sharing their stories. Honestly, and I look at it from both the TED Talk perspective as well as the Embracing Carers perspective. From the TED Talk perspective, we've heard from so many people that the talk gave them a voice and really helped them to better understand the role that they play, and it really shined a light on that fact, that their contribution mattered and that their health and well-being also was important. Personally, I was so touched that by sharing my story and my experience, that it really had an impact on people. And if I stop and reflect for a moment, this past year and this journey has made such an impact on me and has actually brought me so much closer to my mom. As you heard in the story, I'm a former cared for patient, and now I'm a carer for my mom. And this year past and this journey has really brought us so much closer together in ways that, honestly, I think I never could have expected. And it's really been so rewarding. From an Embracing Carers perspective, we launched a campaign called By Day, By Night, which specifically looked at the dynamic around-the-clock role that caregivers really play. And it allowed them to share their stories and their perspectives and really give recognition to the valuable contributions and role that they play with their loved ones, with healthcare systems, and really society overall.
Now, maybe it's worth mentioning the collaborations and partnerships you have been able to establish in the meantime.
Yes, this has really been an exciting part, Bruno. While we can raise awareness, what's unique about Embracing Carers is that we build it together with the community. We formed first-of-its-kind collaborations with care groups and leading patient associations from all over the world. Just to give you a few examples, we worked with Eurocarers, the European Cancer Patient Coalition, the International Alliance of Care Organizations, the American Cancer Society, and Can Do MS. These collaborations brought great value and impact. They delivered new tools and resources for carers all over the world. Embracing Carers is not just about us, it's truly a global movement.
Now, one last point. We live in a world of attention scarcity, and so every cause tries to attract some celebrity power in order to be noticed. And you found your celebrity as well. Let's watch.
Hi, everybody. It's Rob Lowe. I just want to take a minute to thank all of you for your support. Anybody who treats their family as an important part of their life understands the importance of caregivers when a major illness hits. I've certainly had my own experience with it. And there's millions and millions of Americans, all walks of life, who are taking care of their family members, who are the de facto caregivers. They're unpaid, they're unsupported largely, and they're doing the ultimate act of love, which is to take care of a loved one. It's a big issue in our society. It's only going to get bigger. So everything that we're doing to help support those caregivers with this initiative is really something to be proud of. So my hat is off to you, and I am happy to be with you.
Scott, tell us how that happened.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary impact, So we're honored that Hollywood actor Rob Lowe joined with us to really share his personal story and to really help raise awareness of the needs of carers and, frankly, a lot of the great work that's now going on for carers. Rob has been so supportive, and he wanted to share that video with all of us at Merck, as well as millions of others around the world, to keep moving forward in our work for carers.
Good luck with your work and with your team. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you so much, Bruno.
Scott Williams.